Hey everyone, it is Techno on Thursdays, and I have been away for such a long time. I feel like forever, but it's only been 6 weeks since I've had Techno on Thursdays up, so I'm gonna get to it. And this week I'm gonna talk about stability because it just came to me. Because every Thursday I go to this whole thing where I can't figure out what the hell to cover. So I was at the bus stop after working out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I feel like stability comes in all shapes and forms and all that stuff. I feel like obviously there's financial stability, there is emotional stability, physical stability, all that jazz. And I really try lately to try and be stable. And I've noticed in my life that I am pretty stable now. Thankfully, there's no like major chaos, and if anyone knows me, it's like, uh-oh. That's not good for Amber. And a lot of people that know me personally would say that, but I'm kind of liking my stability. I kind of like where things are going right now. I'm being pretty positive. I've had my bad days, I'm not gonna lie, but I think that for the most part, I'm liking the stability that I have. And now I'm thinking about new jobs and moving. Me and my boyfriend, we're talking about moving, and we're just like, and he says this phrase like, are we moving to a new city? Are we moving to a new state? Because, it's all really up in the air, and we can basically go anywhere. And I love that he's so flexible in that regard. Stability is a really weird thing. And my work week, obviously I work a lot, probably too much. I know people are like, hey, Amber, take it easy. Are you okay? Stability, all in all, I never like sought it out. Now, I know some people who stay in the same state for their whole lives. I know some people who've stayed in the same city. I know people who stayed in the same house they grew up in for years upon years, like decades. And that to me is just, I can't even imagine. So, my childhood, I was in this one house for like 8 years, and there's another house for like 10 years, and then I went to college, and then I move around a lot. Everyone knows my history. I've been to different countries and stuff, and I've, I think in high school I kept my lifeguarding job for like 3 years, and usually 3 years is my maximum for anything. So that's kind of weird, and, my job now, I have been there for almost a year next month, which is amazing. I've had 2 jobs consistently for the past year. And, because when I got to New York, I was at this one job for like 8 months, and then there's another job for another like, I don't know, the 4 months or something, and then she closed the cafe down. And then I had this photography job for like a few months, so I'm kind of in the freelance thing, and I've done like film gigs here and there, so I'm very like floaty, and a lot of people are like, oh, you're too floaty, you're too gypsy, stay in one place. And I move like every 6 months. I've been, to Buffalo, to New York, to the Bronx, to, Jersey, back to New York, now back to Jersey. So, and now I'm thinking about moving again, hopefully in February, which, who knows? I have no idea. It's all up in the air, and there's no concrete decision on that, and I love that. The stability that I have financially is great because I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do before. And that whole car crash that I talked about in past vlogs, kind of put a little, bump in the road. But now I'm actually getting a car. My sister's driving it down when she comes visit me, which is great. I can't wait. And it's our birthday weekend, so that's awesome. She gets to spend it here, and we're going to go to the city. We're going to do a lot of different things, a couple surprises for her, which I know she's going to watch this, so I can't say anything that we're going to do, so I guess we'll talk about that next week or never. I don't know. There's a certain amount of stability that I like, I'm finding. I like a certain routine where I can actually practice certain things that I like to do, like playing piano. I haven't played piano in forever, I feel like. So I've had busy weekends because I usually play piano on the weekends after my shift at the station, and I haven't been able to because I've had some things I've had to do socially, I guess. Because I can't just work and sleep, and then just kind of, and it's been pretty tough. The last month has been pretty tough on me, medical things, and I'm back in a good state. Physically, I'm physically stable now. That's great. I have this physical stability, and I'm working out again, and this is just all really good. So I like that there are some things up in the air to decide at a later date, and I like the fact that there are some things that are just concrete right now. And, the whole new job thing. I'm not going to say I'm like actively job hunting, because I'm not. I haven't sent my resume out for a while, so I like where I am, but I think that it's time to move on. Maybe. I have no idea. In both jobs. One job I work like 30 hours, the other job I work 40 hours, so it's a lot of work, and I kind of really want one job that'll give me the lifestyle that I have now, just not working 70 hours a week. I want 40-hour work week where I can afford all the things I need to pay for, school loans included, unfortunately. I've become obsessed with the Netflix show House of Cards. Kevin Spacey is amazing, so if you have not watched the show, watch it. And that's not just some like, oh, promoting thing, but I really like the show. And there is a reporter in the show. She switches jobs, but there's a scene in the show where the owner was asking, hey, what's in your, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, what's going on? And she's like, well, I'm paraphrasing, I have no idea if this is word for word, but, the reporter that switched over from, I think, the Herald, Washington Herald, I think, she switched over to Slugline. So she's like, oh, is there no stability anywhere? And the lady goes, do you really want to be at a job more than 3 years at a time? Or more than 2 years at a time. I was like, wow. Like, I feel like that validates how I think, because I feel like you need to change it up all the time. And change, it's difficult, but I feel like it's really needed. And I love how there's challenges there, and it probably is like the worst, because I know I'm not the best with change, but I like how I can overcome the challenge that comes with change. Back in the day, when, I guess the generation above me, like my parents and stuff, and my grandparents, I guess, if I had them, they would have these jobs for like 20, 30, 40 years. And today, that's not really the case. I guess it's really surprising if someone's married for 30, 40 years, right? That's a surprise. But then to be at a job, I feel like that's even more surprising for that amount of time. So, I mean, there's a report in New Jersey about this guy who worked at the same plant or car place or auto manufacturer for like 80 years or 90 years. It was crazy. He's like an old guy and he loves his job, and it was great, but he stays in the same place. I cannot imagine staying in the same place like for that many years, and that's probably why I am so floaty. And don't get me wrong, I've been happy in all the places I experienced, and I have no problem with certain places, but I prefer some things more than others. So stability comes in all different kinds of forms, and don't be afraid of change. And a little instability is good for you, I think. So I think I found the right balance for now. But that is it for Take All on Thursdays, and I hope that wasn't too scatterbrains. I hope to come back next week with a topic. I'm trying to get back on the vlogging horse, I guess you would say. I've been away for a bit, so till next time, people.